It has been long rumored that Lockheed Martin has had crashed UAP UFO materials, um, and people have been wondering how to get a hold of those. How can you get a hold of those? Have there been discussions to try to get a hold of those? Well, Jacques Vallée, one of the most respected people in the UAP community, and he was one of the people who was one of the advisors on Close Encounters of the Third Kind with Steven Spielberg, and as anytime most people speak about him, he's one of those people. Like you hear raving about people, and then you hear the opposite side of some people, but most people seem to have the same opinion as Jacques Vallée and have a good respect for him. Well, he was talking about Robert Bigelow, who was also a billionaire who was very much interested in UAPs, UFOs, has been vocal about them in the past, not as much recently. But listen to what Jacques Vallée says. This is on, believes speaking to George Knapp, and props to UAP James for clipping this out. But let's play this clip and then we'll talk about it.
Vallée's latest book, Forbidden Science, Scattered Castles, is a very candid and personal journal about the years surrounding his participation in OSAP. In the book, he openly acknowledges what has long been suspected, that the U.S. government and defense contractors have recovered and studied materials from UFOs that crashed. Robert Bigelow spent close to $1 million to retrofit his aerospace plant because his company expected to receive and eventually analyze unusual materials that have been stashed away for decades. The DIA analyst who managed the OSAP program, Dr. James Lakatsky, has publicly acknowledged one intact craft was recovered. Former intelligence officer David Grush testified under oath to Congress there were several such recoveries. Bigelow engaged in talks with Lockheed about the transfer of some of the mystery materials to OSAP. I guess would be disappointed that you never got your hands on that material?
I was part of those discussions, and I think they are still, behind a veil. And if I answered, I could not be sure that I give you a complete answer.
Vallée says he no longer has his security clearance and is very wary about crossing a line by talking about matters that are still highly classified.
It's that last line that kind of goes, well, yeah, that's what everybody says. Everybody says, well, I don't want to cross that line. I don't want to, classified. I don't want to national security. I don't want to do this, I don't do that, which you understand. You get that, but it is part of this. It's the most frustrating thing about this topic in general. Now, as most people might say, well, yeah, of course he's talking about now he's trying to sell a book. So yeah, of course he's everything he wants to sell his book. So he's going to tell you the craziest stuff out there that he did. Well, yeah, I mean, isn't that the whole point? Is so you can absolutely do that. He's been one of the more credible people in this space, and the idea, it's just one of those things where you keep pointing in a direction. You're going, I think it's there. And what do you think it is? I think it's there. And you, what do you think? I think it's there. How about you? You're pretty credible. What do you think? I think it's there. And that's all pointing at Lockheed Martin, and the fact that they had these discussions and they were going to do it, it's like, it makes me think, like, at what point, they were like, okay, we're going to let other people take a look at it. And then someone steps into, no, we can't. It's only ours. We got to make sure that we keep it here. It's always been the way that it works here. It's us. It's us. It's us. Can't do it. Yeah, but this guy, he's putting the money in and gets some research. He might be able to actually break through some of the things that we're missing out on. Maybe. Okay. No. And you can see that kind of thing happening. And then when secrets get out and people get either, hush hush or paid off, or God forbid anything worse, and that's where a lot of that fear comes. But the thing that always gets me, like, that shakes the fist of rattling, going, oh, this is so freaking frustrating, is when you hear like Lakatsky, who is very open and talks about all these different things. He was the one we covered a long time ago that said that they had gotten to a place where they had breached the hull of the ship. And he's been very vocal that they have these things. The shakes the fist is that he has not testified. And I will say that I do not blame him for that, because initially I did. I said, why isn't this guy testifying? Why isn't he talking about all this stuff under oath and to let people know, like, look at this. What's happening? How is this going down? What you're saying? We have a freaking ship. This is a guy who was working the program. Let's have this guy talk. And then that last hearing, he gave the best explanation, the best of why he wasn't testifying. Because I was saying he should be testifying. He said, well, people are not protected. There's no protection for people as far as security, jobs. There's no fund that's going to help people. There's still a big clearance thing that can get people in a lot of trouble, and that hasn't been cleared. And the right tape hasn't been, removed in order for people like myself and others to talk. So it makes no sense for us to do it. But what I will say at this whole thing is it's another reason why you say, well, good on George Knapp, right? Because George Knapp is still on Channel 8. He's out in Las Vegas, I believe, and he's having these conversations, and he's making it. This is part of the news. So when you turn on the news at night, you're going to see this type of thing. The problem is that it's Las Vegas, and Las Vegas has been covering this thing for a long time. And I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who watch this that are probably, I'm curious to if you did like a poll on the belief system of what's going on with UAPs and what they think they are. I believe that Las Vegas would be one of those places that feels the most compelled that these things are real, that they are otherworldly, all of that. And not only because of Roswell and that, because of the coverage that it gets on a daily, well, not daily basis, but consistently through George Knapp. And that's the type of thing that I've been talking about. If you had reports on news all the time about things like this, more so, I think awareness would start to push a little bit more. But they are starting to do a couple more hearings. They are doing more things that are going to hopefully get the conversation out there a little bit more in the media. But when you talk something like Jacques Vallée, you hope that he gets more information out there. He discusses some of the things. He was part of these conversations. And I think the overall conversation, though, really is, what do these private companies have? Because you know that they have stuff. What do they have? What is it? What have they been working on? Will we ever find out? Who knows? What do you guys think? Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. I'll be back here a little later. I'm going to do a members-only video. You guys sent in a lot of questions, so I'm basically going to do my own video answering those questions. It'll be a private video for members. That'll be coming out. If you want to support the channel, you can become a member. If not, you can get yourself something, and what better thing to get than VIIA? Love VIIA. I'll tell you about them now. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. I get very excited every time I get a chance to talk about VIIA. Man, I love VIIA. 420, it's right around the corner. There's no better time to elevate your wellness routine, whether you want to relax, recharge, refocus. VIIA has the perfect lineup for you. If you haven't tried them yet, you're really missing out. I've been telling you about them for months. They are the best. I use them all the time. The sleep gummies, oh my God. I'm telling you. I just told my buddy Chris about them. He's going to get them soon. Whether you need to unwind, refocus, boost your mood, VIIA is here to enhance your everyday and night. It's trusted by over 500,000 happy customers. VIIA is changing the game in natural wellness, blending powerful, high-quality hemp-derived ingredients to deliver real, effect-driven benefits. Whether you're looking to sleep better, that's me, have better libido, improve focus, recover, or simply relax, VIIA has a tailored solution just for you. With products ranging from 0 to high cannabinoid levels, VIIA lets you fully customize your experience to fit your needs. Doesn't matter what you're looking to support. It could be your daily wellness routine, enhance focus and clarity, or unwind with deep relaxation. VIIA has you covered. I wonder if you wonder, what do I do? Where do I go? Where do I start? Take VIIA's product finder quiz to get personalized recommendations tailored to your needs. It can take less than 60 seconds to complete. So if you're 21 and over, treat yourself to VIIA's annual Spring 420 sale, Black Friday level savings up to 35% site-wide right now, up to 50% off packs and bundles, and get a free gift and more savings with your first order using our exclusive code DTE at the link in our description. Plus, enjoy free shipping on orders over $100. VIIA.